Boston takes a step in the right direction. New Jersey falls, but how far? And my stats gets hacked. What's going to happen with the rest of the season? All this and more on this episode of the IOHL East Coast Radio Show. Welcome to episode 3 of the IOHL East Coast Radio Show. I'm Sir Mike Knight. We are here joined by newly changed name guy, Sacred Red, and Pro Styles. Welcome back, Pro Styles. How was the honeymoon?
The honeymoon was awesome. It was nice to get that break, and lots of drinking. From what I remember, it was a good time, though.
All right, well, this first question's for you. My stats gets hacked this week. All right, what's the plan moving forward?
A lot of work. In order to get back on track, a lot of the staff has had to put countless hours into this My Stats to try to get it back on track. I think by now most people know, stats are gone, and there's no way we can get them back. It's unfortunate, but it's what we had to do. We're currently in the works of trying to get another program in place to avoid this from ever happening again. But from here out, once we get My Stats fixed, stats are going to be back on track, and we'll just start keeping track from week 5 for stats, guys. I mean, there's nothing else we can do. I know people are upset about it, but unfortunately, it's out of our hands.
Right. You talk about this new stats program. Doctore's wife, Surgeon General, is the one creating this stats program for us. And from what I hear, it's going to be embedded into the site. Anything to add to that?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's basically going to have the same setup we have now. Everything that's being tracked right now will be tracked on the site. Each owner will have their way of inputting games just like they do now. It'll give us more control over it as staff, and also it'll keep owners honest in the way that we input things. She's putting a lot of hard work into this. We should have something here soon. I've seen a couple of demos myself. It looks really good, guys, and being that it's going to be embedded into our website, it's going to be a lot more secure than if we go through My Stats for the rest of however long the IOHL is around. So we got a lot of good things coming up, and that's one of them, and we really thank Surgeon General for that. I know it's not easy, and she's putting in a lot of work to help us out here.
Yeah, I'm going to take this time to thank Surgeon General as well for helping us out with that. Red Wing, or Sacred Red, whatever the hell you want to be called now. Boston, they went 8-0-2 this week. Are they finally clicking as a team?
I believe they are. When we play against them, they seem to be more passing. They seem like they're communicating more by the looks of the way they play. They're looking like they could be a team to be afraid of.
I know they just recently acquired Darso. Do you think that has anything to do with their change in play and actually being able to win game?
Darso's not a bad player, so I think, adding another player to a team that was needing a decent player at least is going to help them move forward and win more games.
All right, New Jersey falls from the top spot. Couldn't hold on. Can they bounce back quick enough to regain it?
Oh, for sure. I said at the first show, I think New Jersey's going to make a long run in the playoffs, and I'm still going to hold with that. As much as Columbus may disagree with me, I'm still going to hold New Jersey there for the top spot. Look, Forza knows what he's doing. I know he's lost some guys this past couple of weeks, some well-known name guys too, but I wouldn't be worried if I was him. And that core there, if they just stay calm, cool, collective, and play the game that they've been playing all season, I don't see them having a problem getting right back into that top spot. There's a good group there, good leadership, a lot of good players. So I definitely don't think they're going to falter.
All right. I only have one thing to say about what you just said. We're no longer calling them Columbus. I believe we're referring to them as the Evil Empire.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. I'm going to take a page out of Doctore's book. They are now the Evil Empire, the Yankees of the IOHL, if you may. Philly loses their owner and GM. Can Daly keep the core of this team together and start winning games?
Yeah, they're gonna get used to him. He's definitely gonna help them bring back the wins. They should make a playoff appearance and be some kind of team to reckon with.
Yeah, and I got something to add to that as far as Daly goes. I played with Daly a couple times. He's been around the league. He knows what he's doing. He knows what it takes to win. So I don't see a problem with him using the pieces that he has and building around his star players to make a team that'll actually make a good run. I don't know if they'll make the cup per se, but I definitely think that we shouldn't count them out just yet. Philly's got a lot of good players on there. Let's see what Daly's got to do. He's got a lot of tests coming up, and we'll see how it works out for him.
All right. At this point, we're going to introduce a new segment to the show. We've actually got 3 new segments. The first segment's going to be shout-outs with Sacred Red.
All right, first shout-out's going to go to Columbus. First shout-out's going to go out to Columbus. They go 10. Oh, the Evil Empire, I'm sorry. They go 10-0-0, undefeated. Will this momentum carry over to next week? I don't think so. They're going to choke. But second one is going to go out to Boston. Boston with 14-3-3 over the last 20 games. Just off me with 2 shutouts during this week against Tampa Bay and New York Islanders. Raiders G7 also had a shutout against St. Louis. So that's 2 good goalies right there. They're going to definitely give a run for the money there. Boston's going to be a good team.
Now, I actually played in Boston last season with both those goalies. Hoff is also a good left winger, but you stick him at goalie and something in him just clicks, and he's stopping just about everything. So yeah, good on Boston and good on the Evil Empire. Another new segment we're going to do trades with Pro Styles. This week in trades.
All right. Let's talk about some trades. Obviously, due to the size of the league and the amount of transactions per week, I'm not going to go into detail about every single trade, just some of the ones that may have an impact, a really big impact for a certain team. And I'm going to start off with Buffalo trades Big Air to Nashville. $10 million D-man right there. I think he solidifies their defense. Nashville's already got a pretty decent back line, so Big Air can only help that. A.S. Rump Ranger got traded from San Jose to Edmonton. That's another solid depth right there. He's a forward. I'll be honest, don't know too much about him, but I believe he's a center. I'm sure he adds some depth there for Edmonton. Lanky traded from Winnipeg to L.A. Good move for Winnipeg. I know they just got Lanky, and they got rid of him just as fast as they got him. So maybe they never really intended on keeping him, or he just didn't work with their play style. But I think Lanky's a pretty good player. Is it a good move for Winnipeg, or is it going to pay off for LA more? Only time will tell. Pittsburgh trades Topless to Washington. Topless was one of the top scorers last year in the AHL, if I remember correctly. He can score. This is a really good move for Washington. Wintroop traded from Buffalo to New York Rangers. Yeah, I've seen this guy around. He's a good goalie, but he still has a lot to prove. And I think in New York, he can definitely prove it. If he stands tall, they'll be good to go. In the same trade, Stronghand goes back to Buffalo. Let's be real. Buffalo needed all the D help they could get, and Stronghand going back there, that's only going to help them. And the last trade I'm going to cover, Filthy One was sent from Chicago to Carolina for Penrose. Tit for tat, both of them play D. Who wins this trade? Time will tell. That's all I have for the trade section.
All right, and this next section is the shit talking corner. We got a lot of shit talking, or lack thereof, from a couple owners. This one wants to be anonymous. This unnamed source goes on to say, the Columbus Blue Jackets have mediocre defense. It's great offense, but their defense can't stop anybody. Tiny can't stop nobody. Pirate is no good at D either. And they also make some shady-ass trades. Finally, Columbus will choke in the first round of the playoffs. We brought this to Columbus, and Tank says, bring it. Hashtag Beast from the East.
Beast from the East.
And I believe we have a video from Steve-O.
I'm the best scorer in the game. You try me with a sorry goalie like George, that's the results you're gonna get. Hello.
I've got a little something from DGI. Rep Insane. We beat Columbus again. That's 2-0 now. They were most certainly not thrilled. And when I asked him to call them out, he says, nah, I'm not like that. I just let people talk. Our game will prove itself. Can you let me know when the show is up? Guess what, DGI? Show's up. You've been mentioned. Good on you for not talking a whole bunch of shit. It doesn't make for good radio, but
well,
yeah.
hey, with that being said, based on some of the Columbus Blue Jackets reactions, if they beat a team, that team sucks and is no good. So, with that being said, I guess Tampa is the new runner-up. I guess they leapfrog Columbus based off of their own assumptions of when they beat teams they're no good. So, it's interesting when it all comes full circle. And Tampa's a good team.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt. Now, this is when we would go into the Q&A section. Unfortunately, I have one question. Just one. Now, how many people are in this league? There's almost 700 people in this league. I get one question from one person. Come on, guys. Give us your questions. Give us your videos.
We know that you're watching.
All right. We know you're watching. We get feedback all the time. It's great that you enjoy the show, but come on, we're giving you a chance to be part of the show. Come be part of the show. Now, the only question I have comes from Rav. Big surprise there. If you guys had to pick out your favorite player in the league, who would it be and why? We'll start with you, Sacred Red. What do you say? Favorite player in the league?
Certainly not. It's not Red. That's for sure. Okay. My favorite player. Man. I didn't even think of this one. Shit. Maybe Steve-O.
Ooh.
Just the way
Steve-O.
the way he is, it's funny. Like,
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of that team, but I'm just saying, like, he's got a personality.
My question to you then would be, did Steve-O did Steve-O place a reserved parking sign for you underneath his desk?
Oh,
Okay. Pro style, same question. Who's your favorite player in the league and why?
man, you know, that's a question. That's a question. That's what that is. And I've never thought about that before because I like all of you equally and I hate all of you equally. So it's tough to answer who.
I'll get it correct here.
Huh. Pro Styles. It got to be hands down the nicest guy.
And that moment of silence was for what? All our fallen warriors there?
It was, you know, it was time to spill one for my homies. That's what that was. No, that's a tough question. How can we choose, you know, our favorite player? That's tough. I feel like that's going to have a lot of animosity behind it. So I'm going to say I love you guys all the same and I hate you guys all the same. I mean, some of you I hate even more than others.
All right. Well, real quick before I answer this question, I'm gonna give a shout out to Daily. Daily, I wore it. This is what awesome looks like. All right, as far as my favorite player, I'm gonna have to go with DGI Rep Insane. Now, here's the reason: the motherfucker can score, he can run a fucking team, he can win, and he doesn't give us as commissioners any shit whatsoever. He keeps his motherfuckers in mind.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, DGI, don't go and prove me wrong here. All right, I don't want to get like fucking 4 messages from fucking Tampa Bay saying, "Hey, blah, 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 blah." All right. Finally, we're gonna cut into a section of top 5 bloopers this week. All right, we start our top 5. Finally, we got enough videos to do a top 5. So here it is, the top 5 bloopers.
Circling your head, contemplating everything you ever said. Now I see the truth, I got it down. A different motive in your eyes, and now I'm out. See you later. I see your fantasy. You wanna make it a reality, baby. Go
next week, if we do not get videos from people, owners, get on your players, players, get on your owners. We have plenty of places you can contact us. We've got our email address. Sacred Red, remind us what the email address is.
Alright, the email is IOHLEastCoastRadio@gmail.com. Send all your videos and questions, comments, whatever to that email.
All right. Another way you can contact us is on WhatsApp. Either contact myself, Pro Styles, or Sacred Red. If you do not have our WhatsApp, get it from your owners. I am not posting anybody's phone number on a YouTube video. Lastly, the way that you can get your videos in is post them down here. We're on YouTube. There's a comment section. We look at it. Give us your links. If you do not, next week's top 5 will be the Columbus Blue Jackets highlight reel. Do you want to see that? I know you guys get tired of hearing about Columbus, the evil empire. All right, so the last question we always ask, who is going to make a playoff run?
What's that?
Playoff run.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
Last week, Sacred Red, you stuck with Columbus Blue Jackets. Are you doing it again now?
Yeah.
And you say, bandwagon!
All right. Pro Styles, the first episode, you said the New Jersey Devils. Are you sticking with the New Jersey Devils?
Oh, you bet. I definitely think they're going to make a run for it, and if nothing more, then definitely despite the Columbus Blue Jackets, because they hate it when I don't pick them.
Oh, they hate it when I don't pick them either. And this week is going to be no different. The first week, I went with Detroit, and they tanked. Last week, I agreed with Pro Styles and went with New Jersey, and they tanked. Now, this team, if you guys tank, I am picking Columbus Blue Jackets next week, just so they'll tank. I am going with the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Oh, a lot of love for
Tampa
them this
Bay.
episode.
A lot of love for Tampa Bay. They're getting it done. I mean, bottom line, they're getting it done, and they're beating Columbus.
I just got a question
and
for
I
you,
know what
Mike.
Tank's going to say. Well, they didn't play me.
Yeah, I just got a question for you, Mike. Does DGI have a reserved parking sign underneath his desk there?
Yeah, he's right there. He's right here. Hey, pop up and say hi. Oh, he's a little camera shy.
Make sure you subscribe to this.
Now, real quick, I was going to say, well, they didn't play me. Every time we talk to you, you guys say you don't have a number one line. You've got line A and line B. Isn't that what they say? That's what they say. Mm-hmm. Yet you cannot beat Tampa Bay with line A or line B.
Ooh. And you know what I always hear? I always hear how solid they are, the entire team. They're not just talking about a couple players. They think they have the best entire team depth in the league. So there's no more, this line didn't play. If you think you have the best depth in the league, it doesn't matter what line played, you lost.
Twice. All right.
That's all, folks.